Hello, this is Jay and Mike, and today I'm going to talk about a campaign without a big bad evil villain. I just saw a video from Dungeon Craft where he was talking about how to make a great villain, and that campaign revolves around this villain. He started even commenting that he starts the campaign by designing the villain and then he goes from there to everything else. Uh, well, this is not a critique or anything. I'm just going to describe this campaign because I don't know. I saw that video and said, "Hey, I have a campaign without a villain, so I should talk about that in case it helps someone develop their own." I showed you this map in the last video. You can go and watch it. It's on my channel. It's a product of random fantasy city generator. And okay, but well, that's not the point of this video. Okay, I have to tell you a little about the setting in order to go how I handle this villainless campaign. This setting is a post-apocalyptic setting because the world ended in a sort of nuclear Armageddon equivalent, but magical. And now there is only this city as a safe place for people. Why? Because also us in a nuclear Armageddon, like the radiation, in this case magical radiation, turn all the creatures, monsters, animals, everything into some sort of arcane aberrations that now are all over the world. So it starts with the player characters coming to this place, safe city, and they are recruited by one of the districts that it's led by a guy that it's in constant meditation, creating some sort of energy or magic field that repels the monsters. That has two functions. One, it gives one in-game reason why there is a safe space, or that city is a safe place. And second, since this guy is meditating and he's in this district, it's called Agarp, his magic field or whatever he's doing extends to all the city, but it doesn't repel monsters completely. Like, it will repel the stronger monsters away, and the weakest they will get closer because they are less charged with the magical radiation, right? But it's also a good excuse to have, low challenge rating monsters near the district, especially when we are starting this campaign at level 1. Yeah, but what am I talking about when I say that there is no villain? The thing with the city is that this district and this leader is not the only one. There is a bunch of different districts that are populated. Not all, like most of the cities in ruins, and it has lots of dungeons underground. But there are certain districts, and this is the ones that the players group are aware so far, and they are led by a leader. And they have their own ways, their own particularities. For example, here this rhodium and Serga. One is place where they have lots of barbarians, like a tribe of barbarians conquered this district. And the other one is populated by monsters like ogres and trolls, and they are cannibalistic. And then we have, for example, other districts that are like, for example, there's one district of wizard aristocrats. Oh, sorry, we're in wizard. There is another district. Okay, it's time for a spoiler alert for my players that doesn't know this information yet. But for example, there is a district where they are just scavengers, assassins, and really traders led by an assassin. And there's another that is a district led by. It's a district of bards, and they are in a permanent party, like a permanent ball of sorts. I forget to tell you that there is also a disease that turns people into these arcane aberrations, right? So each leader in each one of the districts, or most of them, has discovered a way to keep the disease at bay or avoid it. So this district with the permanent party, they are mostly bards, aristocrats, and they discovered that doing this permanent music and dance keeps this disease away. And there's other ways that I'm not going to describe all of them now, because, well, we are talking about villains. And even though there is, like, for example, the cannibals here and the assassins there, it's not that they are villains, like trying to destroy the world or destroy the party. No, the main thing here is that everybody's competing for resources, and each one of the leaders have their own way of thinking that they not necessarily share with the others. But this is important. Some of them may be willing to make alliances. Some of them may already made an alliance with some of the other districts. But the most important, they may be willing to make an alliance with the players' characters and their group and the district. So there is really not one antagonist now. And also, those alliances don't have to be permanent, right? They can change. Could be like in late game of Monopoly, where you have to make some alliance in order to make the game go forward. And as I said, they have each one their own beliefs. For example, there's a group that it's totally against magic of all kinds because magic destroys the world. And they are not evil. They are just trying to destroy all magic and magical users and anything magic, right? In fact, maybe they are the good ones, now that I think about it. Well, I don't know. There is no good or evil in that sense here yet. Well, that's pretty much it. This is a campaign without one villain, but just people trying to survive. And that's pretty much it for that topic. You can make a campaign like this. Or also, I think it just off the top of my head, like from my writing classes, I remember also the villain doesn't have to be a person. It could be, in this case, maybe the villain was the cataclysm, the end of the world, or the disease, right? It could be a natural disaster. It could be even a personal problem within the player characters. There is different possibilities. What I meant is that it doesn't have to be a person in a castle with resources or plotting to destroy the world or plotting to destroy the player characters or a dragon or whatever. Anyways, a few more notes on this game. Besides competing for resources, there is no gold. oh, there is gold, but nobody really cares. Like, you know, you will be more like food ration will be way more valuable to character than gold piece, because the economy doesn't make sense anymore. And well, I guess I can talk about that in another video. Also it has a way weather, but well, I will show you is really. Oh yeah. So since there is no gold and there is no shops almost, well, the players district, they have an alchemist and weaponsmith, blacksmith, so they can craft stuff for them. But besides that, all the arcane aberration monsters, they drop treasure that can go from these little crystals that can be made into magical stuff, because each one harness one kind of magic from one of the schools of magic. And also they can drop random items because they are just made of random magical energies, so they can just practically conjure or summon things there when they die. And for that, I don't know if that belongs to this video, but I was just going to show you because whatever, right? This is my video. I can do whatever I want. Just kidding. Okay. I have here this is the random encounter tablet. This is the tablet for charts, for having random charts. I have each one of these colors is one school of magic and other things that I will surprise my characters, maybe, hopefully. And then we have the treasure table. Come on. The treasure table is yep. Each time one of these arcane aberrations dies, they explode like crystal and like broken glass, and they drop something sometimes where there is a high probability that they drop nothing, but then they can just they also can explode and like deal damage, but that's also a low probability. They can drop course item, some wacky effect or item, like in the first session, one of the monsters drop sort of like a dagger, but instead of having a blade, it has two handles. But anyways, and then well, there's other stuff that you can drop, like potion scrolls, on infected item with the disease, and also double effects, triple, and wondrous items. Maybe that's like really low probability. So what else? One other point from this campaign is the weather is really weird. Like one day could rain, blood. The other day it could be like a bunch of ghosts passing through the city, or lots of different effects. Some of which will have an effect on the players. You know, like if there is one day that there is fog, could lower the player character's side, or there's maybe one day there's acid rain and they can't go out or take acid damage. We'll go into more detail probably about this campaign in the future. I'm working on it, working on the NPCs. So what do you think? What have you played a game where there is no one villain, like person villain? If you play a game where the antagonist is something else rather than a sentient being, let me know in the comments, please. And we'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe if any of this information was of help for you. And keep rolling those dice. Goodbye.